Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Raghav and I live in Norway. Today I am with an incredible guest with me. Though originally she is from France, but right now she is based in Bergen. If I ask her to describe in one word, right, the one word which is coming up in my mind, she is polymath. Right, she wears lots of hats. She is an excellent photographer, editor, right? She is a gifted musician also. She plays, piano, right? So that's why I'm telling you that she has so many things. Currently, she is helping entrepreneurs based in Norway and across the world, right, building their personal brand. But above all these, she is an amazing soul. So let's welcome to my guest, Lise.
That's really kind.
Lise, how are you feeling?
Thank you for having me. I'm feeling really good.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
Great. So, the purpose of having this type of conversation is to give some insight to the people, not only in Norway, but all across the globe, those who want to start their business, because she is an entrepreneur. And I must say that she's an expat first. That means she's from France and right now she's in Norway. So we would be talking lots of things that, how a small business owner or the big companies also, they can create their personal brand. Apart from this, suppose if one wants to start their business, right, what are the things person should consider, what should be their inner call, and lots of things we would be having into this type of conversation, though that conversation would be pretty candid and informal, but that would definitely help all the people who are watching. So I'm just telling you that just stay with us because we would be putting lots of amazing content and she would be giving amazing insights. So let's welcome to Lise. Though I already know, but people want to know, the person who doesn't know you, not only in Norway, but all across the globe, who is Lise?
Right. So Lise is a very creative soul. I really live for being creative and being free. I'm a photographer, I'm a videographer, I am a content creator, I am a mentor, a teacher.
And a pianist?
I love, everything art and culture related. I love just finding mediums to express myself and my emotions, and I'm very curious, so I love learning new skills all the time. Yes.
So tell me about your professional journey, how it began. Because you traveled a lot, right?
I did. I took the camera in my hands first time I was 15 with my little sister, actually. She was supposed to be the one becoming a photographer. She really wanted to pursue this, but I ended up being the one doing it. I was modeling for her, actually, and we would spend hours.
You stole her hobby.
We would spend hours just taking photos together, going in nature. She would just ask me to try many things and I would just say yes to everything. It really taught me, I love the process. I fell in love with the process of thinking about having an idea, thinking about how to make it into like a photo and what needs to be done, where we can go, what kind of feeling I need to feel inside of my body so it kind of shows in the photo, in the portraits, creating moods, working with colors, just storytelling. And for me as a teenager, it was a way to escape the seriousness of life and express myself. And we would also play music and just do a lot of things together. And then I studied fine arts.
Okay.
And it was really hard. It was a very negative experience for me, actually, in a way, because.
So you studied in France,
yes,
or you
in France.
Okay.
Yes, because in the art school, I was taught very early that you're never gonna make it as an artist. Like even if you pass the diploma, anyway, you're gonna be broke and you're just gonna be no one, and no one's gonna. Because
that's pretty offbeat, right? It's not.
You just cannot make it as an artist.
Yeah.
So that was that. Like I arrived in that school and I felt, those are my people. That was the only kind of place I thought I would be happy, because normal studies never appealed to me.
So is it also common in France, like India, where people generally follow stereotypical professions like either a doctor, engineer?
Definitely, yes, of course. Yeah, definitely. And I studied literature and arts.
Okay.
And then I actually heard the word Erasmus when I was 20, and it just dawned on me whoa. That's what I need. I need to just go, and it felt like my entrance ticket to a complete new life. It was what I was waiting for, to finally go out of the bubble I had in France and this kind of frame I was in with people who were very depressed and very unmotivated and just telling me that even if I try, it's not going to work. And I was like, nah, I'm just not going to stay there. It's just not the mindset that I want. I want to find something else.
Okay.
I want to build myself from the ground. I want to meet people that are as motivated and curious as I am.
So that was the first step you had taken to get out of your comfort zone or cocoon that you left France and then decided to move to Norway as an Erasmus.
Yes, and I thought I would just go there for one semester and then go back, but I never came back.
Yeah, it happens, right? The person who just comes to Norway, right? Because a lot of my friends, they came here as a student, right? A good friend of mine, she came from Germany. Right, she did her exchange program and she decided to extend.
Yeah, so I extended for a year.
This country has a charm.
Yeah, it does. It was, and just as a student in Norway, I found a very open system. And as a student, you have a lot of free time. And I was in Volda, and Volda is a very small town.
Beautiful.
And you don't have much things to do per se in the city. So then you only have space and time to go in nature. And socialize with other international people. I met people from all over the world, and I learned English in just 2 months because I wanted to speak with people. And I didn't know English when I went, and I fell in love as well. So
really when you were in France, right? You couldn't speak, or you were not fluent in English.
When I was in France, I was talking French.
My God. I have heard this thing, right, that if you are in France, right, it's very difficult to communicate there. Is it true, or it's like a stereotypical thing about French people?
It's changing now with new generations. People are more and more really connected to the internet and having access to English content, and young people are much more willing to learn. Okay. But in the past, yes, it has been. I feel that there is a big stereotype or fear, a collective fear around English or around foreign languages in France. Yeah, especially with our parents' generations or grandparents' generations. They didn't really even have why to travel. They were in France, and the war also was quite hard for them. So they were, definitely. And everything is doubled, so all the content that they consume is mainly in France.
You have enough
French,
things, right?
Exactly. Everything is translated, so
you don't need, right?
You don't need English. No, you don't need. Now it's starting to change, but for me, I had to leave the country to really open myself to be able to learn a new language.
I should say, very astonishing fact that you learned language in a couple of months. Right?
Yeah, I love languages, and I really wanted to integrate myself.
So I forgot to mention one thing, right? She's a polyglot also, right? She can speak. How many languages you can speak?
I mean, 4 now, I would say just 3.
Okay.
But I'm working on my Norwegian, so then it's going to be 4.
4. French, English, and Romanian also. And the 4th one is Norwegian, right? I have been living in this country for a long period of time, but I couldn't speak. Right? I can speak basic, so I should learn this skill from you, right?
I have a strong belief that as a photographer, everything is about perspectives and angles, and the way you choose to look at everything in life. And I choose to. For me, language is like music because I have a very musical ear. So I'm learning it from a place of playfulness, of wanting to learn a new song or a new music, and it's more like understanding the patterns, how people speak, the kind of sounds that they make, and then just associating it with the meanings, and that's what language is, right? And I think it's fun. In that way, it's much more fun to learn it, and I love being a foreigner, and I love having the challenge to put myself in a new place, in a new environment, and having to learn the language, and it teaches me about the culture of the place I'm in, and I don't want to be a tourist all my life. When I'm somewhere. I really want to integrate myself, and that's important to me. So
your journey began in Norway as a student in Volda. You completed, and just give us your insight about your entrepreneurial journey. How did it begin?
So it began because after my Erasmus, I didn't know what I would do, but I was with my ex-partner. He's Romanian, and he's also very much into media and creativity, and we wanted to just travel together and find a way to make money together. So we studied a lot of video editing, and we started working for like freelancing platforms to edit social media content. At the time, it was in 2017. It was not like what it is now.
In 2017, there were platforms like Upwork and Fiverr.
Yeah, it was more. We were working for Vitsi and like Genero. They are like much more creative platforms. They give more freedom to creatives. It was still very low pay, but it was allowing us to work from anywhere in the world.
Yeah, it's like nomadic life, right? And you can travel around the world, and with a laptop, you can do all these things.
It was mission-based, so it was not like we were not stuck for hours. We could work whenever we want, just having to deliver it at the deadline.
So that was your beginning of learning these skills and implementing in your profession, right? So that moment of time, you just joined with your partner and you started working upon all this stuff. Right. So you were traveling and and then you came back to Norway again.
Yeah, so we were between France, Norway and Romania for the last 10 years. So we were driving, he was driving actually, and he used to be a professional athlete, so we would also travel for competitions and just projects and feeling like nomads and free spirits. And we spent a lot of time in Romania, but also in France. And I came back to Norway to finish a master degree that just opened in English, so that I could attend it. Around media practices, very focused on filmmaking and like all the production process of documentary filmmaking and also fiction.
So when did you come to Bergen?
I came to Bergen the first time 2023 actually, in February, to visit a friend. Because after I left Norway, kind of for good in 2020 after my master's was complete, I was invited to come back once a year to give some photography workshop to international students and Norwegian students.
In your university, Volda?
Yes, exactly.
Lovely.
I had a very amazing teacher that she saw me from the beginning, and she offered me many opportunities to teach. And it gave me incredible opportunities to start build more confidence with myself and step more into a teacher role. I really enjoyed it.
And tell us about your company, what you do. I know that you are helping entrepreneurs building their personal brand. So just tell us about your company name, right? And what's your main, objective?
Yeah. So my company now is called Wide Awake. It's wideawakecreator.com actually. Mixed with my Lise HDX photography business. So what I'm doing basically is empowering creators and business owners, with content creation, and also I infuse it with a dash of like mindset work and inner work, because to me entrepreneurship is actually the biggest kind of inner work practice you can do. It faces you with absolutely everything, all your fears, all your limiting beliefs, the most uncomfortable things that you need to do to be able to scale and grow your business. You're going to have to face all of this, you're going to have to feel all of this, but most of the time we don't know how to ask for support, and we don't know what to do, and it can feel very overwhelming. But your business is definitely the mirror of where you are at in yourself and in your life. So addressing those things is very important. And I want to do it in a way that I inspire people to be more creative, to follow their instinct better, and to have tools to take better decisions, be more self-led with themselves. Trust themselves more and just build a brand that feels like them, not feels like a copy-paste of someone else. So that's what I do in a nutshell.
But suppose if I ask you as a layman, who are your target, clients to, whom you generally work with?
Small business owners, people that are passionate, growth-oriented, definitely. Ready to commit.
So can I call these people like a solopreneur, those who have, okay.
Definitely.
Okay, right, to help them. And just tell me their profession, or you have a specific target where you just approached, or these people approach you as a, consulting or like a services?
It's mainly people who have a very strong why with healing humanity and helping people, and serving people to become much more better and healthier, and like a lot of massage therapists, healers, but also artists, yoga teachers.
So listen, people like those who are therapists, like coaches, or in yoga and meditation, those who want to take services, Liz is here, right? So, how do you decide them, right? Suppose if I am a coach, like I'm into the fitness industry, and if I approach you, right, what would be your, I should say, a value chain? How would you start? What value you would be adding in my business?
Oh, it depends where you are.
Okay. I just start and I'm struggling to get a clients, right? Most of the people, they generally struggle. They don't get clients, right? Because business works on transactions at the end of the day. How do you help them?
It does work on transactions, but we tend to start from the wrong order.
Okay.
We want to focus on the external so much of the business, but we are not aligned with it internally, so we don't really believe in it enough to attract actually the people and the opportunities that we need. So first we need to be very clear on why are you doing what you're doing. Because if you're not very centered and sure about why you're doing it, because that's the drive, that's where the energy comes from, you're going to be struggling a lot and you're going to be forcing things. We want to make sure that you create a foundation within yourself that you can tap in it, and you can have unlimited energy from it. If you know why you're doing it, and if it's really driving you, you're not going to have a problem working long hours if you need to, or just like face yourself and your fears. But if everything is focused on the things you have to do on the outside for it to seem like it's going to work, you're just going to force, you're going to exhaust yourself, and you're just going to burn out.
Exactly, right? And you won't get the outcomes what you desire for.
So first we get really clear about why you're doing what you're doing. And it's a lot of reflection and discussions about your limiting beliefs. What do you think you can achieve and what do you think you cannot? Usually it's very easy after a few hours talking together to identify what's the main blockage that you have. Because everything that is attracting clients, money-related pricing is actually coming from your own beliefs of what you think is possible, what is not, what you think you're worth, and what you think you're not worth. And that's where we start.
Give me an example of your recent client, right? How did you help him or her to develop a personal brand? Just give me a recent example.
So I can tell you about Monica. She's a massage therapist. And
she's based in Bergen?
Definitely. She's amazing. She's extremely talented. And she already had the structure in place. The business was already running, but she was really feeling those edges of like burning out and being quite overwhelmed. Something was very misaligned for her. She was actually constantly fighting against herself and her own trust and sense of love and respect for herself. She didn't know how to put good boundaries with her clients. And we worked a lot on that to recenter with her own relationship with herself. Because if she has trouble putting good boundaries for herself, she's going to feel overwhelmed with the kind of clients she's going to attract. Because they are going to constantly challenge her boundaries and her limits. And she wasn't daring to say no to some people. And it was just feeding this loop of this energy.
Like a vicious cycle, right? It never ends. And it is the biggest challenge being an entrepreneur if you cannot say no to your clients. You always say yes, I can do, I can do. And that's like in business term, it's called overcommitment. And when you can't deliver, then either you get exhausted, right? You feel bad about yourself. It happens because we also need clients, and we also need and we cannot say no, right? Let's do this, let's try. and you sacrifice a lot.
Yeah, and that's the hard thing with being a business owner, because you're not an employee, you're not employed, and you're not a freelancer either. So at the beginning, you are not going to see results per se. It's going to be quite delayed.
Yeah.
Because all the work is on the foundation, it's on yourself first. So then you can exponentially grow. But it's so easy to feel trapped, to think, oh, I need money, I need to pay my rent, so I need to say yes to any kind of clients. And to some degree, of course, that's what we need to do, and that's where we are at on the journey, and that's okay. But the most important thing for Monica was to understand that actually the way she treats herself is going to be the way she treats her business.
Okay.
The fuel that you choose to run your business from is going to be the fuel you're going to need to keep running your business.
Yeah.
So if you start from a place of like, oh my God, I need this to work, and I'm terrified, and I'm just going to say yes to everyone, and I'm just not going to sleep anymore, and it doesn't matter if I don't eat anymore. That's the kind of frame and ethic and value system that you need to run your business from now on, and it's not sustainable. If you start from actually thinking, okay, what's reasonable? I need to feel rested in order to show up to my business clear-minded and take better decisions. Even if I work less hours, then I'm more efficient when I'm actually there, and I can lock in.
It's sustainable.
It's sustainable, and I eat enough every day. I make sure I pack lunch with me, even if I have long days, because my body needs that fuel.
Oh my God, you work on a micro level.
I'm working on really micro level, because once you have those tools and those habits and those shifts in mind, the rest is more focus.
Yes. So how much time did you take, or did she take to get this type of transition from burnout to right now she's doing good, right? So
we worked for 6 months together.
6 months, right? So within 6 months, right? She can change the life of entrepreneur, even other person, because she is a mentor also. I have one more question regarding, and I have a follow-up question, because you have been with her for 6 months, and now, because these are type of things what you just told me, that's like constant. You have to have a follow-up also, because person lose motivation. Then how do you check your clients that are they doing good, and what are the procedure you follow with them?
Yeah.
You have a weekly call, monthly call?
Most likely they become friends, first of all, because we get really close to each other, and I also really want to work with people that I highly resonate with, because we're going to spend a lot of time together, and it needs to make sense for them, what I'm sharing with them. Okay. And definitely, yes, I'm checking in very regularly to know that they are doing good, and I also offer follow-up calls, and now they are part of my tribe. I want to build a movement. Okay. So once they worked with me once,
so that's your mission, right?
They are in my kind of group, and I regularly contact them and ask how they are doing, and I give them a lot of benefits. I'm much more interested to work long-term with people than working with too many first-time
transaction things.
New people, exactly. So I want them to know that once they had me once in their team, I'm in their team. And I want them to succeed, and I believe in them. So they can reach out anytime. It's in my own journey, it's been really important to me to feel and to really allow myself to open and receive more and more support, because it's been really hard for me to ask for help as well. I used to do everything alone, and I did burn out. Because I also built a house.
And it's a talent, right, to ask for help.
Exactly. But like building a house for 7 months and working like also 100% on business to make money to build that house has been a very eye-opening journey for me. And I was also in a very isolated place in myself. I didn't dare to ask for help. Or to look at my fears in myself. So that experience really, really opened my eyes. I want people to feel they have support, and they can ask for help, at least with me, and we can keep growing together.
Agreed.
Because I feel really attracted to the idea of helping the next generation of like leaders, and the initiators, the innovative people, the creative minds, the healers that are going to help us in the next generation.
Absolutely.
Because we really need them.
Especially right now in the world of social media, where people have very less attention span.
Definitely.
And people are living in a scenario where people always compare their life. So it's just like a relative scenario. People get depressed, doesn't matter. It's a materialistic thing and a personal thing, relationship and everything. I believe that in a future, like lots of people would be needed, like in this setup or profession where they can work upon the mindset.
Yes, it's
right?
going to be that a lot, right? And it's going to be a lot of transition from employment.
And still in this society, right, it is
self-employment.
considered as a taboo. People don't share that they have psychological problem.
They
Otherwise,
don't.
people think that okay, I would be labeled as a a mad or like a person who has
100%.
mental issues. People generally don't share these psychological challenges what they have, and it's all the game of mindset. So you generally hit the mindset. So that's the good thing, right? Instead of working upon transactional values.
I love what you said with the micro. I'm working on micro level exactly because those are the changes that actually make a difference. Because once you have this solidity within yourself, once you are like more radically honest with yourself, and you're not just taking shit for nothing, then no one can really control you.
Absolutely.
And you are much more adaptable to whatever is happening and is coming. You are much more, you believe in yourself more. You have this self-trust that yes, okay, it's not easy, but it can be simple. It's like, okay, I can come back to my heart when I need to. Like I have the tools that I need to regulate myself when I need to. Whatever life comes to me with, like, I know I'm going to be able to find solutions.
Yeah.
You open your eyes, you're much more clear, you're much more able to take good decisions for yourself and for your family. And we need more people like this. Yeah.
Suppose if a person like runs a small business, if he or she is an entrepreneur, what are the 5 things person should do to create their personal brand, right? Which you think that the person should do anyways, without taking help from any other external agency, consultant, or from Lise either, right?
Yeah.
So what are the 5 things person should, do to build a personal brand? That's very important right now.
It is.
Because you are your own brand ambassador of your company or your organization.
Yeah. Always start with a why, but very, very thoroughly. Why are you doing what you're doing? What do you actually really believe in? Because then everything is going to make sense. We tend to speak a lot about what we do and how we do it, and only then we speak about the why.
Yeah.
And I think actually it should be the other way around. Why you're doing what you're doing?
Yeah.
What's really driving you? Because once you know that,
that's the only reason where you can sustain your motivation. If your why is not clear,
because you're always coming back to the why, and then you're like, oh, okay, that's why, and then you can take decisions, much more advised decisions from that place, and you're not just losing yourself in this ocean of like methods and what you should do. And
it's not only working in a business, in everything, whatever you take, because I generally believe, right, only 3 things, right, that is WWH, right. If your why is clear, then you would be going towards your what. And if your what is clear, then you would be going towards your how.
Exactly.
And then everything is sorted.
Exactly.
Right? So I always believe that I just coined this acronym WWH. It's not like fighting WWE, right? So I always believe, suppose if I want to work upon my health, why do I need to work upon my health? Right? If your why has a strong answer, then you would go, okay, what next?
Yeah.
And then?
No matter how you feel that day.
Yeah. And then we'll go with the how, obviously. And then we will try to find out the resources. Now let's come back to the question. Like I agreed that the why is clear.
So the why is very, very clear. That's a good exercise actually. Then I would just lay out my personal brand. What do I want to be known for? What do I want to be known as? And
how do people come out to other people to let other people know that that's my mission, vision, and the things what I'm doing? Because you are an excellent storyteller, right? The last time when we were talking about these things, you gave me that insight, storytelling. So just give some perspective to the people who are watching, because storytelling and everything is not confined to country like Norway. People are watching from all across the globe, right? So what are the things person should do while doing storytelling?
We always, since millennials, the way we build communities, the way we build trust with each other is by telling stories, So most people, they do the mistake of not taking their own story as a very important asset in their brand. They most likely think it's not interesting, or it has nothing to do with you, but it has everything to do with you, because a brand, for me, in my sense, is only existing because of the person who is running it, not even what you are actually selling.
Right, absolutely. People don't do business with the products and services. They generally do business with the person, right?
Yes. I'm not the best photographer in the world. I don't want to pretend I am. I love what I'm doing and I am learning every day and I keep exploring, but...
No, you are. I saw your creativity, right?
Yeah, right, but I mean, people come because they feel safe around me and I want them to.
Yeah.
And they come back and they refer me because of what they see and what they feel around me. And we are very social beings. We are not meant to know so many people like now. We like to have small tribes. And it's also why you don't need an extensive amount of followers at all to have a successful business. You can have only 1,000 people. You can already do a lot. But you need to feel that there's a lot of trust and engagement with those people. And we want to have people in our team. We want to feel we have support. That's why when we find someone that we feel good around, we are not going to bother find someone else. So next time they know that, oh, I have that person.
Okay.
She doesn't have to be the best in the world, but she's great. She's enough and she's in my team.
Okay.
And it's a no-brainer and you remove some decision making from, some energy leaking from people's mind. So that's important. So sharing your story, actually talking about the experiences you went through, the most challenging times in your life and what you learned from it is, for me, one of the greatest assets that we have to build trust and build a brand.
Like suppose if a person is like a massage therapist, we already covered the example. The things, can you give any other example of any other profession where they can create a personal brand with, the 3 or 5 things person must do? We can go with we already spoke about the why, we talked about the storytelling. Other thing, just the things which is coming up in my mind, like we are in Bergen. Suppose person runs a very small clothing store.
Yeah,
right?
If you are anything that is more local, you need to go out and meet people. Like just go out there and put messages on groups and go out on coffees and meet people and talk about your story and repeat it.
Like what we are doing right now.
Yes, many times until you feel you are much more skilled at telling your story and only focusing on what matters. And also you're going to keep having like a mirror in front of you and you're going to understand actually who you want to talk to. And
here, what did I observe as a, content creator? People generally, resist themselves to take initiatives, right?
Definitely.
Because people always think about the perfection. And I believe perfection is an illusion. You cannot achieve it, right? Because you have to go out, you cannot be a perfect one.
No.
And people generally think, okay, how do I, and especially in a country like Norway where, right, it's very difficult. People generally think, right, if your vibes match, communication happens. But I completely agree that you have to go out. Right.
If you are more in initiative energy, everything changes. You can't just sit on your ass and expect people to find you.
Things never happen.
An offer that you actually don't make is an offer that you cannot sell, right? And also, you need to make yourself visible. You need to try and practice what feels good in your body when you're talking about it. You have to meet a lot of people, and a lot of people that don't feel like a fit to you, very good. Like, meet a lot of those people. Because then you're going to refine even more.
Absolutely. You need at least some sample size. Right?
Sell to. Go to events, go to gatherings, go to entrepreneur meetings.
Listen, people, right, what advice she's giving right now, that's really very helpful. If you want to develop a personal brand, you have to go out, right? Go with the storytelling. And people generally, as I told you, that people always resist, right? Perfection. Right, other than, okay, let me develop something, let me develop some skill set, let me, learn how to communicate well.
No.
It never happens until you start communicating.
You learn as you go. And you grow as you go. You grow so much.
And people love,
so many opportunities
people love your vulnerability, right? People don't love perfection.
No.
Right?
Because perfection is actually just a wall. It's like you're pretending to be someone you're not, and you're blocking your own self-expression.
Right.
Yeah.
And the same thing works in a business as well, right? That's pretty cool. So
because I don't want to create a business that seems perfect.
Flashy.
I want to show my process. I also show your process. People want to see the process. They want to be in the journey with you. They don't want to only come at the end of the journey.
Yeah.
They want to be on the train with you. They want to feel the emotions.
People love it.
You.
People love to know the process.
They want to feel the emotions with you. They want to feel when it's hard. They want to feel that you kept going. And that's also building a lot of trust.
Yeah.
You know. And then you're like, oh, you lead by example. You lead by example. You
not by saying.
You embody the person you want to be, and it doesn't have to be perfect from the first day. And you're gonna make a lot of mistakes, and you're gonna feel like you're failing many times. But that's the best way to learn.
Yeah.
It's actually allowing you to go much faster than anyone who actually doesn't even dare to try, and it's just kind of stagnating.
Because it is, I also experience these things because I have been into this content creation journey. I believe that suppose if you come out with the best outcome of your creative things, it means you are already late.
It's very true.
Yeah, because you put in lots of efforts, right? You didn't post it, you didn't come up, and finally you are showing your best result. That means you already lost lots of opportunities.
You did.
Yeah.
Because whatever you put out is not yours anymore.
Yeah.
You shouldn't attach yourself to it. An artist, a real artist, is much more consumed by the process of creating than the pieces themselves.
Absolutely.
When you create something, you just let it have its own life. It's just what happened at that moment. It's what was alive at that moment for you. But let it have its own life. Do not stay stuck on how well it does on the internet, because it's absolutely irrelevant. And those numbers mean absolutely nothing.
These are vanity metrics.
But what you did is that you practiced expressing yourself and making yourself visible publicly, and that demands a lot of
Now
courage.
again my follow-up question, right? Let's talk about the visibility. Being an entrepreneur, people generally have a fear of being judged. How can a person like an entrepreneur, right, get rid of this type of, people generally have a traumatic experience also, because people think that if I post something, or if they have posted these things in past, people might have commented, might have discouraged them, and then people, got into the back foot. How do, these type of entrepreneurs, and how does a person, especially a solopreneur, can get out of this type of fear of being judged?
Yeah, it took me a long time. It's a big one. It's a very important point on the journey. I was very scared also to put myself to be visible, to expose myself, because actually visibility is more about exposure.
Yeah.
And there is a part of you, probably, at least I do, that feels that I'm putting myself in danger. I'm exposing myself to certain kind of danger that I cannot predict, that I cannot control. And also, we all project a lot on other people and on situations and on places. So it's very important to do this work with yourself, that it's going to happen as you're going to put yourself out there. People are going to project a lot on you. They are going to assume a lot of things about you. They do not know you. Yeah. And you, even though you share...
Especially in this world, so digital world, right?
Even though you share very authentically, they can never even grasp exactly who you are and what you're doing.
Your intention.
And your content, even though you keep it as open and authentic as possible, is still curated in a way. So it's creating an image of you, and people are going to project. But I think bad press is as good as good press, as long as people are talking and it's moving energy. And again, it's like I said before, the content is not yours anymore. Can you allow it to be like that? Focusing on why you're doing it. You're doing it because you want to practice making yourself visible. You want to practice expressing yourself, what feels alive for you at that moment. And when you are very aligned with that, you are sharing because it feels alive, and you're celebrating your aliveness. You're celebrating you as a person and your growth and your process. Because wanting to feel more free. Yeah. So that's for me where I'm trying to put my clients in that kind of state.
And you worked on the mindset. That's really important.
That's very important.
Yeah, because I started my content creation journey, and I also went through this type of, fear that, okay, if I post, right, people would judge me, right, comment me. And I had experienced these things, but, stats says that in this digital world, right, out of 100, like 90% people or more than 90% people, they are consumer only.
Exactly.
Only very
I
few
love that you
people,
said that.
only 8 to 10% people are,
Yes,
creator.
exactly.
So you are into that category.
Exactly.
Right. So
Exactly.
you would face these things at the end of the day, but you already, I'm not saying you are killing the competition. You dominate that word. You already dominated these 90% people.
For me, there is not even competition there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when you think like that, creators are not judging each other.
Absolutely.
Only
they already have gone through this journey.
Because they know how hard it is. They know what it takes.
Yeah.
And
that's why they collaborate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm proposing a challenge to my clients.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it even more this year. It's called the Creator Mode Challenge. And
I have watched it. Right?
I want to put them into the creator mindset.
Okay.
Instead of the consumer mindset on social media, and to make them understand the shifts and the tweaks and how you can change your life.
Let's talk about your creator mode point, because I loved it.
Just by
your
thinking
concept.
more as a creator.
Yeah. So your clients, you already have given them challenge, right? So the first time when they just took this one, it might have been very difficult for them if the person is introvert and a person hasn't done this thing before. How did you help him or her to get out of this thing? Okay, let's, open the camera, shoot your video, talk about your story, things, right? How's your experience with a person who has never done this thing before?
No, we are going slowly. It's a 21-day process.
Okay.
It's 3 weeks. So each week we are tapping into a new aspect of the creator mode, at least in my sense. And the first week is reflection, so it's very internal, introspective, clearly understanding our relationship with our creativity, understanding our relationship with the content we consume, understanding why we are doing it, because it's always connected to some needs that we have, what are the fears, the limitations, what are the moments during the day that we feel the most inspired, that we feel we have the most creative energy.
Does that mean it's not like simply, putting the camera on and then start speaking? You did the complete framework thing.
It's the same that I'm doing in my mentorship, but on a challenge format, and it's still micro.
Yeah, that's why.
I'm going from the micro from the micro to the macro. So first we start with reflection. So it's very internal, and it already gives a lot of insights, and people want to do lots of changes already on their habits and the way they see things. Then we go into the rest week. Resting is very important. There is a huge misconception these days.
No, it's just like resetting.
There is a rebellion on rest right now. Teaching people to rest again, to be rested again, and to understand that you don't have to earn it. And as a creator, if you want to create, it's from the inside out. When you consume it from the inside, the outside in. So when you want to be a creator in your life, you need to allow more space without distractions. And
you have to be very choosy also.
Very selective of what is coming in. And when you allow more space and more time for your body to be present and rest, you have insights coming, you have ideas coming.
Absolutely.
Like many times I'm in my bed falling asleep and I just have these downloads of so many ideas, and I just need to record it, or I record a lot my voice, or I write. So I stay a bit in this liminal state. And it's awesome how much clarity I get.
Absolutely.
So those practices are very important. Going in the body when you want to be a creator. Because if you stay in your mind, you're not creating. You have to be more anchored. And then we go into the act. The third week is action. So then we take everything we learn together, mind, body, and then we put it into action. And I give them very specific tools.
And then things would be very easy.
Yes, exactly. Then it's just super flowy. And then they get the exact tools that I use to record my ideas, how to turn them very quickly into content, and to develop projects using AI as well, because I think it's very important to learn more about those things. Knowing to find a balance between the two, and how they can keep that freedom and that type of relationship with their creativity after the challenge, so then they can keep creating forever. Because once you understand this, what we go through in the challenge, the creator block, it doesn't exist anymore, because it's really about understanding what works for you.
You worked out the root level, right?
What's your rhythm? How do you create? What do you like? What puts you in a state of high when you go after post-workout, when you feel this blissful, after meditation, after a walk in nature, after a shower? Use those things during your day, and schedule them in a way that you know it's going to help you. Put yourself in a state,
Absolutely.
you know, in order to create what you need to create. Instead of scheduling from 9 to 11, I need to do this. At least for me, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work, right.
But then you become...
You're not a robot, right, where you can
No.
set the program and then you start working upon it. Because every day, especially as an entrepreneur, every day is a new challenge.
Every day.
Day never repeats. Like what you did last night, things would change completely next day. My question, about the AI things, especially in this journey of creator sort of things, what do you think about this AI, right? Whether they would kill this creative things, whether they would kill this, business of agency, or that are you helping right now, or what do you think about the future?
I know that we are going to undertake a very massive change now in the coming years, more than we have probably ever seen so far. Just knowing that since I was young, everything that happened with internet and the phones and like AI and how fast everything went, it's going to be even faster. Learning those tools now is very important. Otherwise, we are going to be completely swept away.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean we need to become crazy about it and nerding about it, but we need to just be aware and know that it can really help us in our business. Now we can do in a few minutes or hours what used to take months. And I don't think it's gonna be any problem with creativity. The opposite, because if you keep training people to be anchored in themselves, to know themselves deeper, so they can take better questions, then they will also use AI in a much more ethic and powerful and healthy way. And that's what we want.
It strengthens.
We want to bring people to a place where they are like solid, healthy humans, so then they can,
use this as a compliment, right? Instead of taking it as a competition or as an enemy something.
Yes, I think it's important to know you can do things with your hands and you can do things by yourself. But it's also important to remain connected to what's going on now.
Yeah.
Because you want to stay present with now. And if we are here now, I believe there is a reason. And just if you want to be an hermit, then you leave the society.
Yeah.
You isolate yourself. But if you want to play the game, play the game and just stay on track and have a support system.
Right, excellent.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this city, Bergen, right? What do you think about this startup ecosystem here, right? And how this city is helping you and how this city did help you in past? This is for the people who are from Bergen, right? And they just want to start a business here.
Do you mean on the...
And the type of, ecosystem, right? How things are helping you. Are you getting enough clients, right? But your business is pretty, digital, right? But it's still because you want to get connected with people in a personal level.
I actually work mostly in person right now.
Excellent.
I do photo shoots and I do in-person mentoring and coaching.
Why did I ask this question? Because, right, you are a pretty traveled person. You spent your early childhood and, most of your life in France, then moved to Romania, traveled other part, Volta you studied, now in Bergen. How this city differs from other places and other countries as well, in terms of entrepreneurial journey.
Yeah, at least right now from where I am in my journey and the choices that I took, I love this place because it's very good to live here. There is this sense of it's not too huge of a city, but there is a lot going on. You still have the nature around, which is very important. I love that people value that a lot here, and they want to spend a lot of time outdoors, but they also want to connect. And I've met the most committed, growth-oriented, passionate people here so far in my journey.
Absolutely, I agree.
There are so many groups of people. They are easy to access to contact. On social media and also in person. There is a lot of people taking initiatives.
Yeah, that's how we got connected.
Very friendly, yes, exactly. I'm just in awe. Every single week, since the beginning of the year at least, I've meet someone new.
Oh, yeah. That too in a very small city.
Yes, it's one of my practices to keep my business running and also to keep meeting new people and to keep just putting myself out there. I meet at least one person new every single week.
Have you been to US?
No.
Okay.
No, actually I did. I went to New York
Okay.
once.
Excellent. That was
For 10 days.
Yeah, that's my question, right? Suppose if you had been in New York, right? What approach you would have been following in terms of running your business as compared to Bergen?
Well,
So the people who are watching this video from the States, they should also have some perspective.
I guess what's important to me is this balance between my lifestyle and my client work.
Yeah.
So I really need a balance between having time for myself to recharge and fuel, and then I can really be present
Yeah.
and work for my clients. So I guess in New York, I would really need to find this kind of great game between having a lot of space and time for myself, and also I guess in New York I would go to bigger events, and there is probably going to be bigger opportunities to meet.
And things would have been more digital
kind of
instead of
people.
in person,
Yes.
right? Because if you
Definitely.
ask my perspective regarding these two countries, one in Norway and another in the States, in Norway, right, if you want to run a business or if you want to succeed in your life, right, you should be connected to the people or a person,
Yeah.
right?
You need
You
in
know,
person.
in person
more.
instead of having digital things.
Yeah, or at least, like I have many of my clients that come after following me for a while because they need to kind of be in contact with my content for a while, and then they kind of build up the courage, or then it just feels like, okay, I want to work with her, so I'm going to contact her now, and I like that. But some people,
And it's good
I
also
meet them
because,
directly in person.
here business or everything builds upon trust.
Yes.
But in other countries, or like especially in the States, right, things are more transactional, right? You can go digital,
Yes.
you can have Teams meeting, but in a city or in a country like Norway or a city like Bergen, right,
Definitely.
it's a complete different ball game.
It is.
Right. So you also experience this thing. And same thing happened in France, like Paris, or if we talk about the big cities example.
I guess in France also, people are more online.
Okay.
More. It can be a little bit harder to meet people in person. And depends where you are.
Yeah.
But it can also be in Paris. There will be, for sure, coffee culture is huge. So I would go on a lot of coffee meetings and just meeting people for sure.
Yeah. Right.
But I feel in Paris it's a bit more moving and going. And here I feel I can build something that is much more rooted and like long term with my clients.
That's my experience, right? Because what did I observe here? Like people want to work with you if they know you personally. And things never happen in a one meeting.
No.
It's like lots of things happen, right?
And also sometimes...
And they believe in originality here, right? You cannot be, or you shouldn't be very flamboyant or, talkative.
I mean, you can, but then you kind of attract the right people for you.
Yeah.
But...
so that's the thing, and it's in the culture, right? It's completely ingrained here.
It is.
Right?
People take maybe a bit more time to open up.
Yeah.
And I like that too, because then it also kind of shows
Obviously, it's a business, right? You are building things for a long period of time.
You're building connection.
Yeah.
You're building, because also I hold space for them and I align to their own timing.
Yeah.
I don't have a specific curriculum that we have to go through.
Yeah.
I adapt to every single person individually, their own needs, where they are in their journey. So then I know I can provide what they need at that moment. And doesn't mean I'm going to be able to take one person at the same place every single time. Some people will need 3 months, some people will need 6.
Especially when you are working in a micro level and the mindset, even the business is same, but the persons are different, right? If the two people, suppose if they are, in fitness industry or even it's like a massage therapist, if two massage therapists, but mindset and everything is different.
But at least I know that whatever we are working on is going to stick.
Yeah, and it works.
Yeah, for them, for their life.
Yeah.
And that makes...
Let's talk about your challenge. Let's talk about your challenges, right? Because you have been to this entrepreneurial journey. I have my own challenges. I will just discuss mine also. But how's your journey, right? What were the challenges you experienced as an entrepreneur? Not about that only country like Norway. When you started your journey, when you were working as a nomad, right? What challenges you experienced?
Yeah, it was hard because I kind of very fast got stuck into a loop of I'm a service provider and I'm like an executant.
Yeah.
So I felt really trapped into actually not being able to come with so much creative direction or freedom from my part. I just had to execute something.
Because you were directed.
Yes.
Okay.
And for sure it gave me a certain stability and freedom,
Yeah.
but also I was lacking the collaborative aspect of it, very important to me. And also for a long time I thought I'm not a leader type, but actually that was wrong. And really starting to say no to specific clients that I felt it's just gonna drain me, and starting to say no to money and projects and rewire my beliefs that it's actually good to be more selective because I know more what I'm looking for, who I want to work with, and I'm building a culture for myself and for my clients, and also saying no to being an executant, like saying no to just being paid to be a video editor now. It's very important to me. Because it doesn't.
Otherwise, you would have been overwhelmed,
anymore.
right? Yeah.
And then I'm paid for my time, and it doesn't interest me. And all of that combined, all those different decisions and the work I did on myself, led me to understand that wait, I'm actually a leader, or I can be, and I can learn about it, and I can lead my life and take my own decisions. And going into leadership has been a big shift for me.
So because we had the same experience, right? If you ask me, before coming to Norway, when I was having my entrepreneurial journey, the biggest mistake what I committed, right? Working with wrong people.
Definitely.
That's really because it drained your energy.
But you have to do it because that's the only way.
That's why you can find out the right people.
I've said yes to really people I shouldn't have, and I just learned like that. I didn't get paid. I got ghosted. I got scammed. I got
especially in your type of work.
But it was also a reflection that that's how I treat myself actually. Because I felt the intuition that something was off, but I didn't dare to look at it and just admit it and express it. So working on that with myself has been the key. And suddenly I was making better decisions. I was seeing things ahead much earlier. And I could actually say, oh, no, I'm not the right fit, thank you. Hope you find what you need, but it's not me. And that has reinforced my self-belief and self-confidence a lot.
Absolutely. So what's your plan, right, for future? What do you think that in the coming years, like suppose if I ask you, right now we are living in 2026, by 2030, where do we see Lise?
Wow. 2030, definitely I'm leading a big movement. All this work that I'm building, it's to create this movement. For people, for small business, for creators to find themselves more
so that's like a mission, right?
It's my mission. I want people to feel free to express themselves, to feel free to build what they want to build and have the tools to feel confident about it. And,
that's pretty, I should say a noble mission, right? Instead of thinking about like monetary or transactional things.
This is just going to be a byproduct.
Yeah, obviously, right?
Because definitely I want to be able to attract more money because money is a very important asset.
It's an oxygen, right?
It's a very important asset, and I want it to be one of my strongest allies because also all those limiting beliefs about money in my family line, I can also help and heal that and build generational wealth. Definitely one of my goals, but the why is more important. I really want to build that culture with my vision, with my, the mission I want to go on. I want to help people. I want to serve people, my people, the people that recognize themselves in what I'm sharing. Because I know I'm not for everyone. Everyone is not for
you
me.
cannot be, right? We have 7 billion people.
Exactly. So yes, that's the vision, and I definitely want to have a beautiful house in the nature. It doesn't have to be big, small, but
I'm sure you will make it.
Something beautiful in the nature. Then maybe I'm gonna build, or maybe I'm gonna.
You're at the right place. You're at the right place.
Maybe I'll see, and just keep investing in others too. I want to invest in others. I want to be able to invest in their projects, in their dreams, in their vision. just to build again
Yeah.
that culture.
Lovely. So I wish you all the best for the future
you
endeavors,
so
what
much.
you are just planning, and I hope you will make it. I'm 100% sure because your why is clear and you are committed to the things what you are doing. And after having this type of conversation, I realized that you generally, you always less commit but over deliver. That's my perspective, right? Because I follow you.
I think it's important.
Yeah, obviously. Don't set up the expectations
If it's coming
and then
from
over deliver.
if
Right.
it's coming from a place of
Yeah.
I'm doing it because I love it,
Yeah.
not because I'm trying to prove anything.
Yeah. And when you love it, you always put in your, blood, sweat, everything in it.
Yeah,
Right.
and you feel that the energy is unlimited.
Yeah. And it's transformational. Right?
Because in a way, everything you're doing is for yourself.
Yeah.
And then for others.
Now, obviously.
Because we are mirrors.
So that was really a great conversation with you, Lise,
Thank you
right?
so
I hope
much.
the people who are watching this, they must have learned so many things. She spoke about her journey, and this video would be posted on YouTube and Instagram as well. So if you're watching us on YouTube, just subscribe our channel. If you're watching on Instagram, follow us, because I would be putting lots of amazing content, not only in Norway, but all across Europe. Till then, have a wonderful day.
Thank you so
Lise.
much.